Fresh off the news that we might have Stellantis and JLR creating the most unreliable vehicle together ever, we did get some cool Stellantis news. We'll cover the whole announcements in a different video, but I want to focus on this Dodge Copperhead sports car. If you don't know, it's hard to see here. The Copperhead was a concept to be like a smaller version of the Viper that they were going to sell alongside the Viper back in the early 90s. But Stellantis had an announcement day with investors and select journalists showing off new models coming from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. But we're going to focus on that Dodge Copperhead because, as Car and Driver says, there's a lot of cool stuff, but nothing quite as shocking as the upcoming Dodge Copperhead. So there's no images yet. They said we can't show you any images. Dodge isn't ready to publish images, but they did get a glimpse and they can describe what they saw. So it's positioned as the range topper for Dodge and to revitalize the SRT Performance sub-brand. The body will be long and low with a sleek and aggressive two-door shape. The hood's not as long as the Viper. The front end is full of vents and grills with slim LED lights. A massive S duct is carved into the hood, directing air through the front end and over the cabin. Behind the S duct, a hood vent channels cool air to the engine, and there's a large bulge in the center of the hood. The hardcore aerodynamics continue down the side where there's a massive vent for brake cooling just behind the front wheels. At the rear, there's a massive wing that reminds us of a shrunken version of the appendage that lived on the back of the Viper ACR. We also spotted exhaust tips confirming gas power and a cool snake logo that is definitely reminiscent of the Viper badge. So here's the image that Dodge provided. You can also see the GLH. It's a new crossover, but we'll talk about that in the other video. You can see down below it is the Copperhead. Here that is cropped to zoom in on the Copperhead. You can see the bulge in the hood. You can see the big wing. I think it looks exciting from the little bit you can tell there. They said Dodge wouldn't talk about powertrains, but we have to bet a V8 will be involved. If they're bringing back the SRT, it's maybe going to be the Hurricane, but I'd be willing to bet some kind of V8, maybe even the Hellcat. Dodge also showed us the upcoming refresh for the Charger SRT, which wore a revised front end, a tall rear wing that recalls the classic Charger Dodge Daytona, and plenty of vents in the hood. Dodge didn't outright say what powers this new SRT trim, but hinted at by saying you saw what we did with the Ram, referencing the return of the Hemi V8 in the Ram 1500 pickup. That new Charger I'd also be very interested in. For the Copperhead, we imagine a V8 with even more power, perhaps even getting a bump from a hybrid setup, but still nothing is confirmed. So that's what we know about the Copperhead, a little bit of information that is out there. I think this is very exciting. I'm really excited to see Dodge lean into gas performance because that's what you think of when you think Dodge. And I'm super excited to see what that new SRT Charger looks like. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you excited for the Copperhead, the new performance SRT Charger that they're teasing? Let me know everything in the comments down below. Have a good day. Bye.